Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Saving Throw, the only D&D podcast with... Where is everybody? I'm your Dungeon Master Chris, and today I'm joined by Elise playing Win the Turtle.
Hello.
And that's it! Because today, we're doing something very special on Saving Throw. If you watch Saving Throw, you're probably familiar with our interludes, where our cast get little moments to build on their backstory and bullshit. This is just like that, but bigger and more handsome. I'm gonna be fully upfront with everyone. I don't know how this is going to go, because I've never run a one-on-one session before. So we're just gonna kind of wing it and see how it goes. I was telling Elise before this, I have a fuckload of stuff written for based on how this goes. So we'll see. But before any of that, I'm gonna mute the music for a second, because it's time for everyone at home to have this. Previously on Saving Throw.
Merrin, I need to find someone.
How many of us have encountered a spawn before?
I think I was ordered to stay below decks as soon as they were spotted. I don't know if he's still even alive, but I had a brother once.
You find... Is that a map of where the fucking cult is? Throughout the Empire?
Shit.
No shot.
And then the cult showed up. The crew told me to hide, so I hid. I don't know how long it was. Could have been 5 minutes, could have been 2 hours. And then I didn't have a brother anymore. Merrin, I need to find someone.
Win, we're gonna find your brother. I promise. Win!
Hello?
It's late. It's so late, it is in fact early. You, however, are wide awake. Where are you going?
This is, in Rotmar. I think I can't sleep. I'm wandering the city, kind of not really meaning to, but going to some of my old haunts. I think take a little walk around the courtyard of the guild. Still feel super awake. Maybe go down to the academy. Maybe after that, walk around the docks a little bit. Just kind of trying to clear my head. Trying to exhaust myself till I can fall asleep.
Are you going to sleep tonight, or are you planning on just waiting until it is appropriately close enough to dawn that you can go to the docks and it's excusable?
I think I would like to sleep, in the sense that, I know it's a big day tomorrow, and you should get some sleep before that. Whether that happens or not is up in the air.
See. So you walk around Rotmar, a city that's been your home for a number of years now, and probably justifiably a place you could call home that isn't a port or a boat. And as you walk around, the late night city, you're not the only person awake, but you may as well be. Would you consider Win a night owl or night turtle in this case?
Yeah, I think Ash is the night owl.
Nice, got him. Boomed his ass. Then I'll say you're somewhat surprised to see that while the city is largely empty at this point of the night, it is still very much, alive. It is a big city. It's the biggest city as far as we know. Some taverns still roar with life, although roar may be a generous word for it. Sleepy Shatterguard and constables patrol, sometimes in tandem, often looking like they're just waiting for the sun to come up so they can go to sleep. But overall, it is not the time of day or night, I guess, for people to care what others are up to. But eventually, time ticks by, and you return to the guild and to your room to gather your belongings. What are you bringing?
Ooh. Well, definitely my usual kit. I want to be prepared for anything. On top of that, I think I'm bringing a book. It's going to be a long journey, and I can't spend the whole time stressing. Maybe like an academic book, like a book of Druidic traditions, to try to keep my mind sharp, not just,
And are you bringing anything for Doze, your brother, or something that belonged to your brother, maybe?
I don't know that I have anything.
Mm-hmm.
I might bring. You know what I could bring is like a little badge, sort of like the guild badge, but it marks me as a member of my old crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's something that he will recognize, and it might be a long time since he's seen it if he's in a state to take it.
And with that, there's nothing else to say. You step out of your room, down the hall, down the stairs, into darkened hallways and empty rooms of the guild lit by candlelight. The guild itself is a place of, in its own weird way, business, training, learning, magic. It's somehow equal parts government office, museum, training yard, barracks, and whatever the fuck you constitute Blackout Billy as. So it's always full in some capacity. So it almost feels wrong for it to be this empty, this quiet. As I said before, you're not the only person awake, but you might as well be. You pass like silent partners in the night who don't exchange more than a look, and espers who are going about their unsleeping business in the middle of the night.
Hi, Drake.
And you leave and head to the docks. In particular, where? You didn't write it down, did you, motherfucker?
I didn't write it down.
East Harbor, slip 34.
East Harbor, slip 34. Thank you.
It's not your first time walking Harbor Lane before the sun comes up. Hell, for you, it's probably closer to your 1000th time. And a few souls wander the streets with you, but no one seems to be talking. It's a cold and damp morning, and it's quiet. But the city of Rotmar is much too big to ever fully be asleep, or for a street to ever be fully empty. And as you cross into East Harbor, there is a bit more life. There are other people here. Sailors, as you plainly recognize. No one else would be up this early of their own volition. You walk down the docks, making your way past painted numbers on stone and wooden boat slips, until you approach one marked 34. There's no boat here, but there is a small collection of people here. 4, to be precise. 2 of them wear hoods, cloaks actually, the kind meant for traveling. But from height alone, you can match them. One is impeccably tall, and one is impeccably short. It's Merrin.
It's Mickey.
And it's, hey fellas! That's Goose Everson.
Does one of the cloaks sport huge
ears? And the other one is the guy that keeps going, Roxas! He's calling your cat. No, it's Merrin, and Darmay is with her. The other 2 people don't wear cloaks, and you recognize at least one of them. How could you not? With his fine coat and bright plume of feathers, the man stood before you with hands on his hips is Captain Seaward, guild member and hero of the seas, who you met at the gala at the Ondal estate. He's a big Arakakra pirate man, or to appropriately note, he's an Arakakra.
Big fuck off Arakokra who makes big noises at parties.
Exactly. And upon seeing you, he immediately speaks, "Oh, Win, good morning, dear girl. Good to see ya."
Good to see you too.
Captain, Merrin butts in, shushing the captain a bit, who looks a bit flustered at that and strokes his beak. Right, well, I am. Excuse me, yar. He mutters and scoots a few steps away, looking at the water. The other person here you don't recognize, not in any formal manner. You've certainly not been introduced. A tall tiefling man stands here, with a sword on his hip and a round metal shield thrown across his back. His arms are folded and his eyes look cold. Merrin speaks. Win, have you 2 met? This is Jaco.
I don't believe we have. Nice to meet you.
The tiefling uncrosses his arms, revealing a guild signet on a strap that runs across his chest, under a small metal breastplate. He extends a hand to shake.
I shake his hand.
Jaco Bell, my sister's mentioned you. He explains as you two shake hands. This is Roa Bell's older brother, Jaco.
Oh.
Shout out longtime patron Jaco Bell.
Fantastic.
Really nice to meet you. Jaco speaks, but there's actually very little behind his words. Merrin speaks. Right. Enough chit-chat. Wynn, you ready?
I'm ready.
Darmay hasn't said a word. Captain, let's get going. Merrin speaks, stepping over to Captain Seaward. The Arkakra man nods at that and reaches into his coat, producing a long wooden whistle on a string. You recognize that to be something he had at the Ondal party. He blows into the whistle and you hear nothing, just the exhaling of breath into the hollow whistle. But he holds a long, extended breath, and before you, something comes to life. Board by board, plank and rope, line, sail, wheel. A ship.
Oh, yeah?
A ship. A ship builds its way to life in front of you, a bit bigger than a sloop, with a cannon on each side and a mid-sized deck. But the person reading this narration doesn't know enough about sailboats to say whether or not this is a schooner, so we're just going to say a ship.
Look, most of my my large ship knowledge comes from like a couple hours of Sea of Thieves.
The captain pulls the whistle from his beak and looks around. That'll do, I think. Bit smaller than I'd like for this, but best we be keeping it light, aye? He turns back to you all as if he's like awaiting feedback.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a long journey, but we don't want to be seen.
Captain Trula, not as long as it should be with Miss Ondal here. He points at Darmay. Darmay just looks gobsmacked, and she goes, I didn't realize that's how you made your ships. Ship? Just one ship, Miss Ondal. The captain corrects her, hopping from the dock onto the deck of the ship as he grabs like a gangway plank and sets it out for all of you. The narwhal is always the same. She just not may always look it. Shout out patron AWOL Narwhal for the narwhal.
Hell yeah.
Merrin is the first person across, kind of disregarding all this bullshit. Quickly stepping across the deck and looking around. Wynn, you come aboard a ship. For the first time in... how long?
A water ship? I mean, we've been aboard...
a proper sea vessel. Not counting like the dinghy you guys were on in fucking Bright Harbor. That doesn't count.
True. Fuck, it's probably been 3 years at least.
Yeah, other than this, I mean, I mentioned the dinghy in Bright Harbor and the small, like, river boat you were on in Adalmar for, like, an hour. But this is, I would say, yeah, for the first time since becoming a hero, or at least enrolling in the academy, This is your first time on a ship again. Captain Seaward watches as you move about the boat, compared to Darmay, who seems stiff and wobbly, and he goes, Ha! There's a sailor there! He remarks at you as he moves up to the wheel of the narwhal.
You never really lose your sea legs.
He like pulls up one of his pant legs to reveal a peg leg and goes, I already lost one! It grew back! Seaward, Merrin calls, gesturing up to the sail. You notice it is a bright red sail with the guild's insignia, an arrow-piercing crystal, emblazoned on it. Oh, haha, right. Old habits there. He remarks and pulls the whistle back out, giving it a little... as the mast turns to a plain canvas color. All right,
Is Seaward a guild member?
He is. Everyone here is a guild member.
Nice.
Seaward specifically handles sea-based guild activities. He gave his like full dumb bullshit title when we met him last time. But his whole thing is hero of the seas and enemy to ocean criminals. Ocean villains? I can't remember what it was.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's great. He's the best. Everyone loves him. Actually, people kind of can't stand him, but he gets results.
I love him.
All right then, Commander. Are we ready then? Seaward calls and looks to Merrin, but Merrin looks to you. Wynn?
Let's get this.
Go ahead.
Show on the road, ship on the sea.
Ship on the sea. I like that one. Well then, let's be off. The captain calls and snaps his fingers as the narwhal comes alive. Sails unfurl, and the whole boat seems to creak with excitement? You're not quite sure. But you pull out of the slip and onto the water, Win! The narwhal is fast. Faster than you reckon a ship, even of its lighter size, should be. And definitely too fast for the harbor. Captain Seward is absolutely violating the no-wake policy of the port. That's a huge joke for our boat fans. Will Crosby losing it. Rotmar glistens as you sail out of the harbor and port. Hearth shines, even at night, with brilliant light coming off of it in consistent waves. The wind blows across your shell. You smell the sea air as the captain sails. Merrin stands behind Seaward, arms folded. Darmay is holding on to the railing as if for dear life. Jaco Bell has a loose grip on a bit of rigging but stands near the bow of the ship. Win, how do you feel on the open sea? Again.
It feels like home. I think I'm like kind of leaning on the back, like the transom.
Mm-hmm.
Just taking it all in.
And you sail for a while. Maybe an hour, maybe a bit less. And for a while, it's nice. Odd, maybe, but nice. To just be out here on the water. Rotmar sinking in the background until all you can see is the faint light that was the hearth. But eventually, that fades too. And that is when Merrin moves. All right, she calls, stepping over from the wheel side to the deck proper. Jaco. The tiefling man turns around and grabs his pack off the deck of the ship. Opening it up, he reveals what looks to you to be red cloth. He tosses some over to Merrin, to Darmay, to Seaward, to you. Can I have a history check? DC 10.
DC 10. That's a nat 20.
Hot damn. Once the cloth is in your hands...
What I needed that for.
Honestly, before it's even in your hands, mid-fucking-air, you understand what's going on here. As Jaco Bell has tossed you robes of Broken Sky cultists. Or at least a close replica. Captain Seaward says, "Aye, Broken Sky robes, dreadful things, that." Merrin interjects, "Put them on, everyone. That means you too, Captain." Merrin instructs as everyone puts them on over their clothing, somewhat begrudgingly.
Yeah.
Win. You just put them on, or do you have any opinions about that?
Certainly not a fun time. But yeah, I think it takes me a bit of working up courage, but eventually it goes on.
Merrin seems to share your hesitance, and despite being the one who gave the order, but tosses the cloak over her own shoulders. Can I get a perception saving throw, of all things?
Perception saving throw?
That's right, motherfuckers. DC 14.
Oh, that's 11. 2 plus 9.
You hate to admit this, but the robe really fits Merrin in a way you just can't place.
Oh no!
Darmay seems offended by the robes just as Captain Seaward does, but her offense seems to be much more at the cloth and the fashion disaster that it is, than to anything else. But Merrin gets her attention away from the clothing with a clearing of her throat. Darmay, we're far enough. Do it. Insight check this time, Win.
Insight. I'm okay at this. 12? 7 plus 5?
You know Darmay decently well enough. Darmay is nervous. You can see it in how her hands never stop moving, constantly fussing with something or playing with a ring on her fingers. You recognize this as how she acted in Strainmar when she actually had to do things in the field with you all, as opposed to sitting behind her desk. Darmay nods and takes a deep breath, trying to find even footing on the rocking ship. All right then, everyone hold on. I've not done this with something as large as a ship more than... Don't worry about that part. At that, Merrin grabs the railing, and you see even Captain Seaward grips the wheel geez, here we go. And Darmay's hands light up with their usual, light magic, and the circle of magic that you recognize as her teleport spell spreads across the deck of the ship.
Big ass teleport.
But then, beyond. Runes and lines and arcs of light stretching out, running along the grain of the wood, up the mast, along the sail, and all over the whole surface of the ship.
Hell yeah.
Darmay's eyes alight with her bright magic, and she raises her hands up in a pulling motion. And then, you're flying. You're floating. You're, in fact, falling. The whole ship rises up out of the water and then crashes down in a wave. And then, in the blink of an eye, you feel the ship hit water hard, as if you had just been battered by a big wave. The narwhal rocks, heaving, as Seaward cuts the wheel, trying to find a settled part in the current. "Whoa there! Steady now!" he cries, forcing the ship into control. Win. You're somewhere else now. It's darker
Tell
here.
by the stars.
Yes, it's darker here, as the sun is not as close to rising as it was in Rotmar, which to your sailing acumen, you know to mean that you're more east than you were before. Everyone all right? Darmay asks, huffing breaths out as she extends a hand out on the mast to steady herself.
Oh, that's never fun.
Try doing it with a oh gods, I'm gonna be sick. Darmay whines, trying to steady seasickness. Merrin, who, as we've established, is not very good at the whole teleporting thing, seems fine. Locked in, you might say. And she says, "Jacob, where are we?" And the tiefling man steps again towards the bow, seeming to be on uneven footing himself as he sort of like wobbles back and forth. When I would say by every estimate here, you and Sea are the only people that have proper sea legs, and he doesn't have a leg. But Jaco takes a moment, eyes closed, before answering. "Northwest, not too far. Captain, turn us about. I'll tell you when you're straight on." And Jaco and the captain seem to be working together to orient the ship onto course. But when? You know. You can just feel it, even though Jaco didn't say it. Something in your stomach tells you. You're near Kinmar.
Oh, shit.
Give it all you have, Captain. We need to get into the cove before the sun's up. Can't give him a good shot to spot us, says Merrin. Win, Jaco, watch the water. If there was ever a place to run to spawn, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
You sail on, with a tense Merrin, a sick Darmay, and an uneven sea. Can I have a survival check?
You sure can. Ooh, I'm rolling real rough today, except for that nat 20. Survival, I've got a +9, so that is a 14.
Pretty good. Even a 5 turns into a 14. Druids are bullshit. Beneath.
Well, that's not druids. That's just.
Yeah, that's just your build. Yeah. Beneath the waves here, life stirs. You can feel it. You can in fact see it with how the water moves even against the rough waves. You've spent enough time on a boat to recognize that. Even here in the open sea, there's life. But you sail through rough water and a sky hardly dotted with stars. You remember this so well. It feels like both a memory and how it feels right now. The fantasy French would call this déjà vu. Sailing without land in sight, with only a few stars to guide you and your crew. A navimage to keep the ship on course, and a sea beneath you that you have to both trust and be wary of. But this is not your crew, this is not your ship, and there's not really a proper navimage here. But,
Yeah.
as you sail, but you sail. And just like every journey you've sailed on as a child, as a young adult, and later as a proper sailor, eventually, land appears. This just isn't land you're familiar with. It is, in fact, land you were expressly forbidden from becoming familiar with. Every sailor was. You're entering the waters of Kinmar. After the shattering, the Isle of Kin was extremely unstable, which had been made worse by the fighting inside of Kinmar that had torn the city to pieces both literally and figuratively. And rather quickly, earthquakes, fissures, typhoons began to batter the ruined city, and bit by bit, Kinmar began to sink away beneath the waves. Erosion and changes in sea level that should have taken decades, if not centuries, all occurring in a matter of months. Sailors say the sea here never settled. Hidden jetties and the peaks of mountains now sunken hide beneath the waves like traps waiting to be sprung, scraping up the bottoms of ships and sinking others. Countless sailors have tried to make their way through the sea here, to see Kinmar, to loot the lost city, to try to learn what has become of the great bastion of the Northern Kingdom, and some sailing just for closure. And countless sailors have sunk here, from sea, from magic, from spawn. And you now sail towards Kinmar, the sunken Kin Channel where sharp rocks which used to be mountaintops, boulders, quarries, unevenly rise and appear from the waves, in such a way that you swear they're moving. Keep it slow there, the captain speaks behind the wheel of the narwhal, almost as if he's talking to the ship itself, or maybe just himself. Jacobel is walking around the deck of the ship, looking down in the water. When can I have another nature check from you?
Nature. That's not 20, 25.
The air here.
Polarizing rolls today.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, hey, if you're gonna roll good, nature check on the water is like as bad as thematically appropriate as you can fucking get.
Yeah.
The air here is thick. It's bad. And as you focus, you can almost see a mist rising off the water as the sun slowly peeks over far off cliffs and the horizon line. But this mist, well, it's not mist. It's something else, something notably wrong. And you can almost taste it. Magic. There's magic in the air here. But something in your gut tells you that's not a good thing. Darmay steps up beside you. You notice that she's fidgeting with the hem of her newly donned cultist cloak. You were a sailor, right, Win? Did you ever sail this close?
Not even close. We took a wide berth.
Wide berth meaning?
Meaning we never even... We didn't get in miles of this place. This is closer than I think any merchant sailor, commerce sailor has ever come. Maybe some military have been here, but or some foolhardy adventurer who wanted to
From the wheel of ship, see where it goes. It gives you like the Ixnay symbol.
Oh no! Or some very brave people.
Darmay goes, well, that's reassuring. You move further into this strange channel, close to what almost look like islands, but rise and fall from the sea, obviously unnaturally. And as you move along, you start to notice what's poking out of the water isn't purely land. Rooftops, columns, spires, long abandoned towers, and sunken buildings. You begin to see it, the ruined city of Kinmar, long since lost to the sea after the shattering. Here in a channel where somehow man-made object and nature are both sunken at different levels at the same height and the same time. The narwhal sails onward.
Unsettling.
It's unsettling. The narwhal sails onward, and you round bend after bend in the water. Captain Seaward maneuvers the ship carefully through the waterway, and you now see why it was needed to be a ship of this size, as sometimes you're so close to ruined walls and jagged mountain faces that you can reach out and touch them. But the water parts a bit, almost like a clearing in a forest, and the captain slows the boat down. His eyes, everyone's eyes actually, turn to look on a set of pillars, stretching out of the sea.
Did Moses spin his Beyblade?
God. His eyes turn to look at a set of pillars, stretching out of the sea. Large bolts of red cloth wrapped around them, but not the red of the cult you're wearing now. This is a bright, vibrant red. The red of the guild. The red of the empire. Darmay looks to the pillars, then to you, and then to Merrin. What am I looking at? Captain Seaward removes his hat. A grave, Miss Ondal. Jacob Bell seems to tense at the words, awkwardly shifting towards the mast of the ship. Merrin speaks. Do not shape them up from beneath the water after... She pauses. When we finally stop looking through the rubble. When? Can I have a Constitution saving throw? I'm going to remind you of this now because I meant to remind you of it earlier. I'm going to give you a lot of checks this whole experience here. Remember that you can always choose to fail checks.
Oh. I do feel like I should do this Constitution saving throw.
You should. I was just saying that for the long run of it.
Yes. Good to know. 18 plus 7 is 25.
You look out at the pillars, and for a moment, you're here. Just not right now. You're stood on solid ground. You're looking out at the pillars. A man you don't recognize is tying up one of those big red bolts of cloth. You're crying. Your head hurts from crying. People are gathered around you. Plenty of them are crying too, but no one is crying as hard as you. No one cares as much as you do. No one else. You push the thoughts away. That isn't you, and that isn't now. Captain Seaward places his hat. Captain Seaward places his hat back on his head and clears his throat. Commander, should we? But he doesn't get to finish his sentence as Merrin cuts him off. Just keep sailing, Captain. We're almost there. You sail on. Everyone now much more acutely aware, or reminded, I guess, that you're sailing through a graveyard. The largest one in the world. And you sail for a while. Hours pass. The sun is rising. It's, in fact, risen. Just a bit of that red still sort of coating the horizon line, but it's day. And the boat slows once again. But not so simply. This time a harsh slam and a grinding feeling as the narwhal is forced to a slow and uncomfortable stop. Whoa! What happened? Dame turns with alarm. Jacob Bell places a hand on the pommel of his sword and dashes over to the railing to look over, and then looks at the wheel. We've run aground, Captain. What? Seaward calls, moving from the wheel. But it's high tide. This whole water path is supposed to be... He pauses and looks off to the side. The water. It's lower than it should be. He looks to Merrin.
It's supposed to be doesn't mean much around Kidmar.
Correct. He looks to Merrin. Lower than it used to be. Win! Can I have another nature check, this time with advantage?
Ooh. Well, hard to beat a 19. 19 plus 5, 23? Or 24, sorry.
You look over the side, and you recognize that, I'm gonna say, even before you look at the water, you just know what's happened here. The water hasn't gone down here. The ground has raised up.
Do I know if this is this seabed or is this like man-made ground?
This is not seabed, certainly. That's a really good question. It's not seabed. It's something between seabed, like regular dirt, and man-made structure.
Right. Interesting.
Do you say anything to the rest of the crew about your discovery?
Yeah, I'll just say this. It's not just the ground, it's everything has come up. It's resurfacing.
You explain that, and Merrin's face hardens. She seems to be thinking something over for a second before suddenly turning. Captain, drop anchor, or whatever you do with this thing. We're getting off here. Jaco moves to let out the ship's gangway, which apparently it apparently has, despite being a ghost ship or whatever the fuck it is. He extends it out, and it settles on a nearby roof. Merrin grabs a heavy-looking pack off the deck of the ship and throws it over her shoulder. Captain, turn her around and get ready to depart at a moment's notice. If we're not back before sundown, you sail without us. Darmay tries to interject, but Merrin just talks over her like a true member of the Save Data team. Darmay, if a pack of cultists comes out here, throw something big and bright as high as you can. And Jaco, if any stragglers or scouts come snooping around, and Jaco just nods before Merrin can finish her sentence, and she nods in return. Come on, Win. It's a hike up to the tower. That's the driest bit of the wreckage. Odds are that's where we'll find our friends.
How long do I think the hike's gonna be?
At least an hour, probably more.
Okay. Once we're getting somewhat close, I'd like to cast Pass Without Trace, as you do.
Okay. Merrin grabs her pack, and Merrin, Darmay forces the words out now. Your face, boss. Jaco finished the sentence. Merrin pauses, and can I have an insight check, Lynn?
You sure can. 11?
She wants to say something, Merrin that is, but doesn't say whatever it is. Fine.
Fantastic.
Fine. She finally speaks, walking towards Darmay. I'm not really versed in this. Darmay begins as she extends her hand and magic pulls into them. And before you, Merrin's face, her appearance, changes. Her hair turns dark black. Her features soften and turn to that of a much younger gnome. In a matter of moments, she looks, well, not like Merrin. There, that's plenty. Merrin kind of waves Darmay off, who clears her throat and points at her own hand. And Merrin pauses again and looks down. She looks at the ring on her hand. Her guild signet. She's probably one of the few people you know who wears it most often as a ring still. It's not really in fashion anymore. Everyone wants to put it on their clothing like some sort of Naruto ninja. She removes it, brushing her thumb over it before handing it to Darmay. Don't let go of this, I know. Darmay responds quickly, cutting off the guildmaster. Okay, enough sentimental bullshit. Win. Let's go. Grab your pack. Let's look like pilgrims here.
Yeah, and I'll do my best impression of a pilgrim.
What is your impression of a pilgrim entail?
Sorry, do not see.
I was like, there's a setup here. I can feel it. You see a really big door. You wait outside and ding 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 your little bell for hours, and then a lady in red, holy shit, comes and opens it up, and you all go through.
Fantastic.
You and Merrin step off of the narwhal and onto a nearby building, long since crushed into the ground. And as soon as you step out here, a chill runs up your spine beneath your shell. You shouldn't be here. No one should be here. You and Merrin move from the roof to the ground, I guess? It's a strange sensation, as the ground here seems to change elevation, placement, and material with crazy variation in speed. Can I once again get a nature check from our druid?
Many of them. I've got a +9 in nature, right? Which would be a 22? No, 18 +5.
It's fucked. The ground here, that is. It almost feels like everything was all like jumbled up. Seafloor, like grass, dirt, paths, cobblestone, roofs, buildings. It was all just like jumbled up and then spat back out to make what you're walking on now.
Yeah.
And you continue on and up a hill until the narwhal and your other companions get smaller and smaller behind you, until you crest over that hill, and you see it. No longer obscured by sea and cliff faces, you see the ruined city of Kinmar. Even here, what you would normally consider to be inland, the waves have found their way inside. The There's no beach here. There's just some places where the sea meets what used to be a city and other places where it doesn't. The waves have found their way inside everything here, still battering and pushing against the stone, some of which looks like it could crumble away at any moment, and some of it looks like it's been being hit for a century and it's still standing. You carry on. What else is there to do? And as you move with Merrin, can I have a perception check?
Yes. Ooh, 26.
You spot them before Merrin does, so much so that you point them out. Stuck into the ground on nothing more than wrought iron stakes, and wrapped around loops at the top of them. Dark red bolts of cloth, left to hang and wave in the wind like banners. Fuck.
These are cult dark red?
Fuck. Merrin speaks, stepping up to the markers and raising a hand to touch it. You recognize this cloth to be, yes, the cloth you're wearing on your own back at this moment. This is cult red. This is how they used to mark there was safe camps nearby for them during the war. I haven't seen them out in the open like this, and she shakes her head and lets go. Well, we're close then. They're telling us that they're near and that they feel safe. They turn this into their new home. Merrin speaks, and she keeps walking. Ahead of you sits a massive aqueduct. I have a history check.
Yes. Also, I think about now is when I cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
Don't want them to see us coming too much. Dirty 20.
Kinmar was, as far as you know, / from history class, whatever, developmentally far ahead of Rotmar before the war, using its place on the seafront to feed into the city's logistics, infrastructure, all that jazz. While Rotmar has always been the bigger city, there was a legitimate argument at the time that Kinmar was the most important city in the Descenian continent before it was an empire. And now, centuries later, some of these great buildings and structures still stand. You pass under the aqueduct with Merrin, and you see the ruins of another one of those great structures in the distance. The seawall. Can I have another Constitution saving throw?
23. 22.
The seawall. You see it so clearly, but not as it is now. You see it full, complete, standing tall. Then, in a moment, it's not. It's broken. She broke it. Towering above the city, the full city of Kinmar, not the ruins you see here, it's her. She who broke the sky. And with the swipe of a hand, a force of magic and horrible dark light, that seawall crumbles. Water flows in, and you're running. In fact, you're flying on wings that aren't yours. You extend your hands out, and the water stops at your command. But there's too much of it. Waves swell and build up. You push against it, but you can't hold it, not alone at least. It's going to flood. But this isn't you, and these aren't your hands, and this water isn't real. You focus on what is, the trickle of water that does run on the ground here. You focus on it, and you bring yourself back. You're here. There are no waves, there is no seawall. Not anymore. Merrin calls after you. They're just ruins, Win. Don't think too much about it. Let's keep going.
It's just so beautiful, the engineering. I'm trying to play it off like
Give me a persuasion check. Actually, give me a performance check. I think it's funnier.
performance. Where's my performance? +1, so that's a 15.
Merrin seems to buy it. Yeah, Donato always said the same thing about the architecture and the infrastructure and the bullshit. I never really got all that, but my experience with buildings isn't much outside of they look nice, and sometimes if you hit them, they fall.
Apparently, water can hit pretty hard.
Merrin, for a second, was having like a jovial like moment with you, and that for some reason makes her seem a lot sadder as she is now looking out at that ruined seawall and just goes, "Yeah." The closer you get to the ruins, or I guess the center of the ruins, the more dirt and rock beneath your feet turns to stone. Proper stone. These were once paved streets, just now buried beneath a layer of sediment, but sometimes thin enough that you take a couple steps on brick and cobblestone just for a second, before going back to a mix of water and mud and overgrown vegetation. I need 2 die rolls from you now. Perception and investigation. So you're gonna roll 2 dice and you get to pick which is which.
Okay, perception first.
I dropped
5 plus 9 is a 14.
Perception, sorry, is what now?
14. And then investigation is 16 plus 1, 17. Let's do that.
Okay. Perception. For the first time since you've gotten here to this graveyard, you spot signs of life. And maybe it's the first time you even notice it, but you haven't seen anything, not even an animal, while you've been here. But you do now. Far ahead, in broken buildings, makeshift towers, you see motion. There are people, lookouts actually, facing out and looking in dark red robes. I'm gonna roll, and then you're gonna roll a stealth saving throw. Merrin's gonna roll one with you. Add your pass without trace. What is she? She gets plus 10?
Plus 10.
Okay, that's a 14 from Merrin, which isn't great.
What's my stealth? My stealth is bad, I know this. Where the fuck is it? 0. That's a 13.
You see,
3.
terrible. With the pass without trace, 13's terrible. You see motion, people, lookouts, facing out, looking, and looking at you. Cultists, keepers of the old faith. But unlike every time you've ever encountered them, they're not hiding here. Even in Jung's Holler, where they owned the city, they still had to hide what they were. But here they're not hiding. They're waiting. You're walking into their land, and they see you and do nothing. Investigation. The more you progress in, things are, well, the only word you can think for it is kept. Well kept, I suppose. You notice where vines and moss and plants mostly grow wild, here some of them show signs of being cut, cleared away. The streets look like they've been cleaned with some recency, clearly to make traversing this area easier. Slow steps to turning this into a city again.
We've said that the city is rising.
So
can I tell from, or at least out in the back, or where we landed, that the ground had come up?
Yes, and I will say that seemed to be news to Merrin and to Captain Seward.
Yeah. Can I tell from here, like, that the water has receded, or that it seems to be, like, aside from the, like, you know, maintenance that I'm assuming the cult has been doing to keep this place, you know.
Give me a nature check, DC 17.
DC 17. Nature?
Nature.
60.
Ooh. So it's hard to tell because the water is still here. And like it flows somewhat, but it's definitely not, it's not like a river, it's seawater. And here's what I'll say with a 16 is there's some vegetation here that looks like until recently, there's vegetation here that belongs under the sea. Everything's wetter down where it's better. Play the KH2 MIDI version. There's vegetation and life here that would have only have been able to grow underneath the sea that is now exposed to air. But you can't necessarily tell if that is a tide kind of thing or if that is a permanent recession of water.
Right. Okay. Well, let's continue walking. Do we have a specific destination now that we're closer? Is there like a building we're heading towards?
Merrin's note was let's head towards the tower. And you can see the tower from here. It's actually the only building that you would justifiably call like tall in Kinmar. There are some buildings that are higher than others. They're built on a hill. But like that is a tall structure that still stands in the distance. I'll have Merrin speak here. That was where we all met up in Kinmar right before the attack. That was where we planned it out. Well, we didn't plan it out, but we talked about the plan. That's where Tiel and Kassira and Raviome said we have this big bright idea. We're gonna shoot the hearth. Jesus fucking Christ. Fantasy Jesus fucking Christ. Do you point out to Merrin the cultists? Because I will tell you right now, she did not perceive them.
I think I'll try to do it as, like... I think if I point them out, they might see me pointing them out.
So they've already seen you.
Right. But
oh, I see what you're saying.
There's a difference between them seeing me walk up in cultist clothes and, you know, trying to pretend to be a pilgrim or whatever, and me pointing out to my companion, look at these hostiles all around us.
Right.
So I think I don't, like, specifically point them out, but I'll, like, nudge her, try to, like, do subtle body language to make her aware.
You two walk along trying to look as inconspicuous as possible, and I'll say you nudge, or, you know, to Merrin. And she goes, yeah, I see him now. Just keep walking. We're friendly, remember?
We're one of them right now. Two of them.
We're two of them. And you walk on, and there's no fanfare to it. Not a defensive wall, not a banner welcoming you, or a warning to keep out. You round a corner of what was once a city street, and you come across a camp. An encampment might be more accurate. Tents and makeshift homes made out of, well, what used to be homes, or buildings, whatever. Merrin pauses at the entrance to this little encampment and waits for you to catch up. Holy shit, there's so fucking many of them. And one by one, cultists seem to appear across rooftops, from inside of tents, buildings. There's dozens of them. There might even be hundreds of them. Holy shit. Merrin mumbles again as most of them seem to just look at you. But finally, one approaches. A slender Genasi woman dressed in, you guessed it, dark red clothes.
I would have thought.
Not robes. Clothing. Like trousers and a top made of dark red fabric. And can I have an investigation check?
Yes. 18?
While the lookouts and the people in the towers and the abandoned buildings they've turned into outposts and towers are dressed in cloaks, you can see them a bit closer now. They're not dressed in cloaks to obscure themselves. They're dressed like rangers, like soldiers. The people here in town are dressed like people. They wear regular clothing. It just happens to be red. These aren't cultists obscuring themselves with dark red robes that one might mistake for guild robes at a distance, which is a bit of a turn on how the guild robes were in fact designed to appear as cultist robes at a distance. But these are just people living. Okay, follow my lead, Merrin says to you. And the Genasi woman approaches. Welcome, travelers. You must have ventured quite off the beaten path to find yourselves here. Yeah, wasn't easy to make it here, but we heard here is safe.
It was a long road.
The Genasi woman does not seem to like that response from either of you. And tell me, have you... The Genasi speaks more, but the words quickly lose sound for you as she speaks in the song. I will say it for the millionth time, the pseudo-language that the cult uses. Spoken here in the open, which very similar to the black tongue of Mordor should not be spoken aloud. But
Oh no!
Merrin replies, also in the song. In fact, you don't even notice that she is speaking because you can't hear the words until you look over to her. And judging by the reaction from the Genasi and the other cultists around, she speaks it quite fluently. The Genasi woman smiles at the words and nods her head. Well then, you are. And we, well, rightfully so, we are. But don't worry, you're safe here. We are all safe here. Merrin smiles. It's fake. You know that even through the facade. You've seen Merrin smile. That ain't it, baby. The Genasi speaks. I am Kita, conductor and something of a guardian here to our people. Not all of us carry them and the capabilities to fight, so those of us that can, do. And you, my friend, she turns to you, Win, and says words you don't hear. My friend here can't hear the song, not yet. She's taken a vow of what's like less than selective speaking until she can. Merrin looks to you. Can I get an insight check, Win?
Ooh, bad. 7?
Whatever Merrin is trying to convey to you, you're not feeling confident. She has had visions here, and I mean visions that led us here. Kita looks confused about that, and Merrin looks at you. What? It's a vow of silence. She can still write things down. Fair enough, I suppose. Visions of what exactly? Friend Win.
I'll just gesture at the camp.
Merrin, not nudge you a little bit. And visions of another turtle like herself. And I'm speaking for her here, but bear with me. I think she believes that may be important to her. She says something in the song. Another cultist approaches, and Kita whispers something to them before they move away rather quickly. Turtle, you say? And visions? Well, that is most curious. Perhaps, my friend, she speaks to you, Win, perhaps you could tell me something more about these visions, and perhaps you have heard more than you think.
I'll just nod.
They're clearly waiting for a response.
Right. You know what? Do I see anything that looks like I'm thinking like somewhere I might be able to find more information. That if I point there and say that's where my vision was.
So it looks.
They'll lead me there.
So there are buildings here. Obviously, it's ruins, but like a lot of these buildings still stand, and some of them have been standing for 200 and something years now. I don't think they're falling anytime soon, or at least you'd be able to tell probably. But most people seem to live in these tents, or some like ramshackle houses that like I guess are deemed safe enough. But at that tower in the distance, you can see inside, like through holes in the wall and windows, there is definitely signs of life in there. That appears to be some sort of hub.
So I think I'll point like at the top of the tower. Like point up.
Kita follows your point and looks at the tower and notices that you are pointing like above, up, and sort of like, perhaps you, like so many others, and have heard him calling out to you. All right then, Mirai, and she calls to another cultist. Take them to see the Spawn Singer, please. And Win, you and Merrin are ushered forward. Welcome into
when she said
the cultist
Spawn
camp.
Singer, like a shiver runs through Win's spine.
Can I have a history check? Actually, can I have a religion check?
Religion? I'm worse at that. Actually, no, I'm the same at both. That was a D12.
You've never encountered that word.
No, dirty 20.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said roll a 12.
No, I accidentally rolled my D12.
With a 20, which is a pretty good knowledge of religion, I'm going to extend and say you have a good knowledge of descending in religion, a schmeh knowledge of cult religion because you learn about it in like a history sense, and like a not great understanding of Equine religion. With all of that combined, you've never heard the term Spawn Singer.
Yeah, I mean, I can make a guess.
And you, Win, and Merrin are ushered forward. Welcome into a cultist camp. They don't seem to have the faintest suspicion of you.
That's good.
And around you, as you progress forward, people are just returning to their business. They were a little alerted at like people showing up, but you showed up. At least one of you knew the song. You seem to know how to act, so they go back to life. And there are small collections of cultists gathered around someone who's reading in the song. People are doing laundry. You smell cooking. Kids are running about. There's kids here. People are living here. And they bring you closer to the tower.
Are there still like those scouts or soldiers or guards or anything around?
They
Or is
like
it just...
so they seem. It's almost like this is like this must have been a park or something clear within the city, like a square or something that they've used. So like on the perimeter houses is where those like scouts are walking around. They like, you know, a couple of them are like watching into the square, but the vast majority of them are watching outward.
Right. This might be too much, but can I get a sense of like, are people here? I kind of want to get a at least basic sense of like their society. Are people like scared of others? Are they does it feel like some people are hiding, or does it feel like just a society I might have seen before?
Give me an investigation check. You're gonna have to do pretty good here.
Fair. Very fair. I didn't do good.
Okay.
It's a 2 + 1, 3.
You know what this reminds you of? This reminds you of the Mender camp in Aurora.
Oh.
That's all I can give you with 3.
Okay.
Once again, the Mirai, this other cultist, brings you closer towards the tower. And once again, as you approach the tower, when you're this close to maybe finding your brother, once again, I have to ask you for a Constitution saving throw.
Sorry, what was the first cultist's name?
Kita, which is a patron name, although because I have a different setup this week because I'm hosting, I can't find the name right now. So if Kita is your patron name, you're handsome.
All right, Constitution saving throw. 18.
You're stood, not here, but back at the seawall. And you're holding back the sea, crushing waves ceasing before your hands, but you're not looking at the waves. You're looking back at the city, at Kinmar, at the tower. the Sky Eater circles and floats above the city, you see Kasira raining fire and lightning from her hands out into the Sky Eater. You see people fighting, running, people you recognize and people you don't, but your eyes fix on the tower at the center of the city, and you don't remember, you know Croft is in there. A blast of fire surges out from the tower, and the brain just tells you that Reika must be casting it. You know it has to be her. And the fire crashes into the arm of the Sky Eater. She turns and roars in the silence that she swept over Kinmar. And she extends that crooked and hooked hand made of pure magic, or lack thereof, and there's no build up, there's no time to react, there's no time for you to do anything. You know there's no time for you to have done anything. She sends a wave of magic out, her own arm snapping off and turning into a lance of magic that just crashes into the tower. And the top of the tower is there one moment and gone the next. You watch it vaporize. It's gone. They're all gone. You feel it. You feel the urge to run, to fly, to soar, to wild shape. But you recognize this isn't you, as your body turns into one of a dragon, massive, strong, wrapped in vines, and you sort of pull yourself out of it as you watch that dragon crash into the Sky Eater with cloth and fang, while the waves left unattended begin to roar across the city. But you hear a voice, one you can't fucking believe. When? As you and Merrin enter the tower at the center of Kinmar, you hear... No, fuck that. You see your brother. You see Doze.
Oh, shit.
What do you do?
Oh, fuck. And he just said my name.
Yes, he
Right?
recognizes you.
Or was that insufficient? Do I know?
That was your brother's voice. You recognize it anywhere, even after all this time. It hasn't changed. But stood here in the middle of this cult tower, surrounded by other cultists, there's Doze. Stood clad in robes, carrying a staff aloft with a crystal nestled into the top of it. Can I have a religion check?
Yeah. Not 20, which I think is 21.
There's no way to say it. He's dressed like a conductor, a priest in the Cult of the Broken Skies religion. But not like a modern one. Like how they're portrayed in, like, ancient history textbooks.
It's been so long.
Doze sees you and hears you speak, and he drops his staff. It's settling to the ground with a wooden clatter, and he runs across the room to hug you.
I think I'm too stunned to hug back.
His arms wrap around you in a way that feels familiar, in a sense of, like, it's been like fucking years, but it still feels familiar. When? I literally can't believe you're here.
You're here too.
Yeah. Yes, I am. I've been here a really long time, actually. Oh my god, I don't even know where to begin. Here, come in. And he ushers you inside to like a room off of the main entry room of the tower. The other cultists seem confused as to what's going on, but they're certainly not doing anything to, like, stop what's happening. This just appears to be a tearful reunion of family. And you, and I'm gonna say Merrin comes with you into a small room off of the main room, which just looks like It looks like it looks like people live here. In fact, in here, it kind of looks normal.
And it's been, what, like 10 years since I've seen him?
That's up to you, my friend.
I mean, I think I was pretty young. I think I was, 10 years since. 10, 11 years.
You and Merrin and Doze enter the room, and he doesn't seem to even know what to do with his body right now. He goes to get tea and drinks and puts it down on the table, and then just starts kind of looking around for what else he can grab. He's overcome by this. What do you say?
What are you doing here?
Well, I mean, this is gonna sound silly after 10 years, but I live here. This is where I've been.
All this time?
Well, I mean, like most of it, yeah. I maybe 9 years or so.
Why didn't you get in touch? It's not like I've been hidden. I thought you were dead.
No, I thought you were dead too. I thought the ship sank. That's what. I didn't realize you were still alive. I thought the ship sank. I'm sorry.
I thought you were dead.
He puts a hand on your shoulder. I'm not, though. And look, I'm still piecing together that you didn't either, but holy shit, we're here now. He's obviously fighting back tears.
Same. I want to, because it seems like he's fully integrated into the cult now. I am scared to reveal, why I'm here. Or, I want to get more out of him about why he joined the cult, why he, what his position is. Is he really a believer? Without giving him myself away as an imposter, I think something I could do is somehow nudge Merrin into speaking to him in the song. If he can hear it, at least see if he can hear it, what he says. We never decided on code names.
You did not decide on code names. Merrin famously is not good at planning.
Apparently, neither am I. My friend here led me through the city. I can't speak the way you do. Not right now.
Merrin will interject at that. Your sister can't. And her and Doze talk for. So, as far as what you know of the song, it's it's not its own language. It's a supplement. It's part of our language that has been plucked out. Mm-hmm. So normally when people converse in the song, it's like a sentence that is broken up. There are pieces missing. This is the Kingdom Hearts 2 are gone, as mentioned last time. When Merrin and Doze speak now, you've never heard this much back-to-back, like, song words in a string. They appear to speak for, like, 30 full seconds without saying a word you can hear. Right. Oh, yes. That makes total sense. I was sorry. I thought because you were here that meant that you heard it or heard me or something like that. Okay. Let me say it this way. When I left, noting that he said left and did not say the word taken. When I left, the crew that picked us up, the friends, the other members of the cult, they brought us all out onto deck. We were out on the water. There was a lot of them, a whole crew. It was just like our ship. It was just like home. They brought Yuko out. You recognize Yuko to be a person who was also on the ship, a name that you recognize, but not someone you necessarily were familiar with. Yuko was older. Yuko was one of your brother's friends, not one of your friends.
Yes.
They brought Yuko out, and I didn't understand what was happening, but then the conductor raised their hands up, and out of the water, a spawn. One of her children came out when they beckoned. Merrin seems to, like, eyes dart when whatever Doze said is in the song, and she knows you didn't hear it. And she repeats, "And what happened to Yuko?" Merrin asks, slowly stepping around the small room. Doze runs a hand along his neck and repeats whatever he said in the song. But then, something brilliant happened. See, I didn't even realize at the time, but their captain, he wasn't speaking, he wasn't chanting, he was singing. I didn't even know it because I didn't know that no one else around me could hear it. But I could. Not only that, I knew what the words meant. Words I had never heard. They just, I don't know, it sounds silly. I don't even know what came over me. I just started to sing along. And the whole crew, man, Wynn, you should have seen the looks in their faces. They didn't know what to make of it. But then, out of the water, another one of spawn raised up, and then another, and another. And they circled the ship. They danced with us. They joined in. I sang, and they answered. And then, as I kept singing, the spawn, the children, they listened. They left. They headed away from the sea and towards the shore. I didn't even have to do anything besides give them direction.
Where did you send them?
I mean, it's been a long time. I don't know, but to land, to dry land. Surely you noticed it, right? The spawn and the water nearby. They didn't attack. They don't attack. Not your boats, because they're listening. I can call them. I can sing to them, and they'll leave the sea. They want purpose, just like anything. Merrin speaks. You're taking spawn out of the sea and sending them to the land? Yes, where they can adapt and grow and live and fulfill their purpose. Is that so wrong?
Have you seen what happens when they get to land?
Yes, yes, but of course. I mean, and he looks to Merrin. You can hear the song yourself. They hear the song just like you or I, and they know who is friend and who is foe. Merrin speaks. And they've never attacked someone you deem friend, doze, whatever. Well, it's not that they were. It's. I can be wrong just like anyone else. Sometimes I don't know who is truly friend, but they do because they have a greater connection to her than you or I do.
I am a mix of emotions.
Yep.
The relief of seeing my brother alive is still strong, but also fury. At the cult, at the spawn, at him for just going along with it, for it seems like being one of them, for sending them at us.
Mm-hmm.
When did you come here?
Well, I mean, it would have been pretty much right after that time on the boat. The conductor, his name was Ron's. He had never seen anyone with what I can do. And Merrin introduced that. Not in a long time, I'm guessing. Yeah, exactly. So we set sail here straight away. It's the safest place as far as we know. No one sails out here. No one except for people like us who know that it's safe. That's how you got here, right?
Yeah. It was a long sail and a long walk.
But like you say, Merrin butts in. They won't attack boats with people who can hear the song on it. And Merrin makes eye contact with you.
We were never attacked. Even when we got a little too close as kids. On the old boat. Even after you left, it seems like they knew.
Well, I mean, maybe that's because you're going to hear it. Just like me. Just one day you'll hear it, and that's that. If if it happened to me, when you've always been more magically inclined than me, it just manifested differently. So, Miss, and he looks to Merrin. How old were you when it clicked on? When you could start to hear it? And Merrin kind of looks around. Can't say I remember. See? It's not the same for everyone. It's not just like one day, you turn a certain age and it happens. It could be any time. We're turtles. I mean, come on. Like, we live for a long time. It could be tomorrow. It could be years, but we're family. It's gonna happen to you like it happened to me.
I'm sure it will.
If you don't have anything else to say, let me know, because I have more to read, but like, whenever you're...
You can go. I'm trying to formulate a thought.
Yeah. Doze, like, claps his hands together. What a day. I was just gonna do some regular stuff today. This is incredible. Let's get you guys set up. Let's get you guys some tents, a place to sleep, fresh clothes probably. I mean, those robes are looking old, real old fashioned. You'll settle in. You'll see how we live, what we do. I was so scared when I first arrived, but we're changing the world, like, actually, tangibly. Every day we sing, we pray, we stay here. The sea returns the city to us. The spawn, they grow and listen and gather more and more for us. Win looks at you. We've spent so long being scared of the sea, but finally it's actually getting safer. You'll trust me, you'll see. She actually gives back, unlike any other god.
What? How's our time looking?
So when you guys got here, it was basically sun up, and then you and Merrin walked for, I'm gonna say, like an hour and a half. And you've been here for a little bit of time. It's probably like approaching noon, but it's definitely still morning.
Yeah, because we need to get out of here before sundown. Hopefully. Why don't you show me around, Doze?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. And Doze leads you out of the, the main tower and into the cult encampment. Where do you want to start? What do you want to see?
You got somewhere for lunch?
Lunch coming right up. And Doze leads you out of the tower, and Merrin follows along, kind of just like, what the fuck are we? What is happening here? And you guys walk out into sort of like the tent shanty town they have going on, and to a larger tent, sort of open air, like if a gazebo was a tent. Where there's it's like a mess hall kind of thing. There are like cook pots set up, and it is both kitchen and like eating area. And as you walk through, people bow to Doze, not like groveling on all fours, more like a courteous, like how you would bow to the prince who you're somewhat cordial with. Right. Just like a little like show of reverence, and Doze kind of like waves back at them like the queen, like he's like a local celebrity.
Oh no.
And you sit down and people bring you food. It appears to mostly be vegetables. It's like a rutabaga stew kind of vibe. Merrin does not eat, by the way.
I will eat. I think it's a good plan. Doze, have you heard of Junk's Holler?
Oh yeah, we were. Let me see. I don't know how long ago it was. A couple months maybe. They sent us a letter, a package. There's this lady Yenzel. She's been overseeing it for a long time, but they've been making really good strides in how to communicate the song to people who can't hear the song, which I don't want to get too heady on theory with you, but I really feel like that helps people be more susceptible to learning the song.
I think you might be right. It's been a while. Didn't Chiron start hearing the song when we saw her there?
No one can hear the song.
No one can hear the song.
You and Chiron have both heard what I would describe as weird shit. Actually, you, Chiron, and Junver have all heard weird shit. You have obviously heard Arale. That's the one that we know. Chiron has heard a voice we can't place, and Junver heard what sounded like the ringing of metal, possibly bells, possibly metal hitting against metal, when he was out in the void, when they tore that rift in Junk's Holler.
Yes. They certainly made some strides, didn't they?
Yeah, haven't heard from them in a little bit, but that tends to happen. It's still unfortunately kind of hard for us to communicate quickly, and we don't have any callstones here. Well, we do, but not any big ones. So they had that big callstone junction, which any city would have, but there appears to be none left in Kinmar. I will say, when the hearth shattered, it's basically like an EMP effect, so any small crystals nearby also got boinked.
Right. That makes sense. And how about why am I forgetting the name? Have you seen any rumors from Strainmar?
Strainmar? Nothing really. There's a small little capsule of us still there, but Strainmar was never really, as far as I understand, a big place for us. So there was no known cult activity in Strainmar. There was accusations that the Menders were cult. I would say this confirms that is not true.
Yeah, okay. And then our first place was
Bright Harbor.
Bright Harbor, that's it. like port, harbor.
Yeah. Yeah. Some maniac apparently went in and wiped them all out. That was unfortunate. I mean, that was they'd struggled for a long time there.
Yeah, it's I've had a long journey to get here. We came in just after that, thinking it would be safe. And found no one there.
God, that's awful. And I heard this like weird phallic wizard was running around there, being a real huge asshole to everyone.
Oh, unfortunately we did meet him.
Oh. How's that cock? He doesn't say that. Oh, well, I mean, that sucks, but it led you here. Things have a way of working out. And think about it this way. By the time, we're old, like, Bright Harbor will be back to normal. It'll be a regular town for people like us.
I hope so. I'm also trying to think. I know now he's alive, and I don't know that I know that I'm not getting out of here with him. At least I don't think so. So what else can I do here is like get as much information as I can and then somehow get out, right?
Yeah, I mean, to not like railroad you and leave you open here, like, I mean, some other like options I guess that could present themselves is punch everything that moves. Like in theory, if you were to try it, you and Merrin could somehow maybe like knock him out and get him out of here. It doesn't seem like an optimal option.
No, it doesn't. I think another thing I have been doing is looking for any like structural weak points or like either structural weak points or like organizational weak points, physically or socially, that I might be able to hit on my way out. Here's
what I'd say to that. Is you definitely haven't been here long enough to indicate like if there's like people that want to overthrow Doze.
Oh no, absolutely.
The only other thing I would say is like people definitely seem to be overall happy. There doesn't seem to be any major problems. The food situation doesn't seem ideal. Seems like a lot of vegetables, but like whatever, people can live with that. And as far as like structural, like there's not that many guards. Doesn't seem to be like, there's definitely more of them than are you, but like this is not an army by any stretch of the imagination. It's more like a tribe, I guess you would say. And like they appear to have picked the strongest part of the city. I mentioned earlier the aqueduct still stands. Like all these buildings are still standing 100 plus years later. The tower, which you saw in, I'll just flat out say RLA's vision, was fucking half nuked by the Sky Eater, but the bottom half's still up there.
Yeah, it's
they're pretty dug in here. That's what I would say.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Prij in chat says EU mostly vegetables not joining this cult. True.
I sure hope you're not. And I don't think. Well, first, I don't think it would be safe to do the punch everything that moves. I don't know that I'll get out of here alive.
I'll say if you were to somehow solidly communicate with Merrin, she's like, yeah, I don't know about that, Chief. And if anyone has experience punching cultists, it's Merrin, it's TL, and then Merrin, number 1 and number 2 with a bullet.
It doesn't seem like these are the. At least for now, these are the people who are the enemy, right? Like,
I think that's a win. That's a win. I can't give you the answer to that question.
I think that's what Win is thinking. That maybe some people here are, but this is, like you said, so many of these people are just people.
Yes.
And this isn't the target we should be going after right now.
You guys finish lunch, and Merrin says, hey, Mr. Doze, could you give us, like, a place to, I don't know, like, rest for a little while? It's a long journey, as previously established. Oh, yeah, totally. Not a problem. And, you know, he leads you through camp and checks a few tents to see if there's a spot for you guys to rest and, like, you know, talks to some people. And eventually they lead you to a small tent that is just that. It's a tent. There's nothing inside of it. And Doze goes, you guys get set up in here. I'll try to find you, like, some bedrolls or something like that.
Before you go, Doze, I brought this. And I show him the little badge that I brought. I said, I thought you should have it.
Oh my god! He takes it and goes, I could have sworn I dropped this that night. When?
Yeah.
He didn't drop it. He gave it to you.
Oh, no.
He takes it and, like, tucks it into a pocket. I'm gonna put it on my nightstand.
Well.
He gives you another hug.
That's good.
You hug him back?
Loosely.
Okay, I'll be back in, like, I don't know, 20 minutes. And then he fucks off. It's you and Merrin in a tent.
Well, that was not what I was expecting.
Are you saying this out loud, or is this,
I'm saying this out loud to Merrin.
Merrin, give me an insight check.
16?
Merrin's really conflicted about what she wants to say to you right now.
Oh, sorry. Dirty 20, not 16.
Merrin has something she doesn't want to say to you.
I'm glad he's alright. We need to get out of here.
Merrin looks at you for a while, and then whatever she is thinking about saying, he doesn't say. Yeah. Okay. We only have until nightfall before they all fuck off. I mean, what do you want to do? Cheese it?
I'm thinking about it. What else? What else can we do here? He's obviously, I don't know, brainwashed or just likes it here. He's not coming with us.
No,
And
he's not. When he's, as long as shit, as long as you're what the cult wants you to be, it'll be the happiest life you could ever have. Because once you are able to suspend that disbelief, and she starts, like, you can tell she's getting worked up. Once you are willingly sending Spawn to land and saying, that's not my fucking problem, you're gone, dude. And you'll just keep doing it until either they turn on someone close to you, or you turn your fucking brain on and realize that it's a ticking clock. You heard? Did you listen to what he was saying about sometimes he gets it wrong, sometimes the wrong people get killed? Are you?
yeah,
Not everyone's going to listen to the song. She has to, like, stop herself from shouting. Not everyone's gonna ever hear the song win. It's not how it works. It's a stupid bullshit random magic thing.
he's, I don't know. Maybe someday. But
Yeah.
right now, he's safe, and I know what he's doing, and he's not my problem anymore.
Persuasion check.
6.
It's a terrible roll.
Yeah.
It's a terrible roll. And Merrin reaches out and gives you a pat on the chest. It's never going to be an easy decision. Leaving family behind, especially the ones you're born with, is never an easy decision.
I think that persuasion roll is also for how much I believe myself.
Yeah. And here's what I'll say on that. Merrin knows you don't believe yourself.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Man, let's get out of here.
Let's get the hell out of here. And with that, you two turn to leave. And start getting the hell out of here. Are you sneaking, or are you just walking out the front gates?
Here's what I think I'll do. I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace again on both of us.
Smart.
And then I'm gonna turn into a spider and get into Merrin's pocket.
Okay.
So it's just Merrin leaving. And she's Pass Without Trace.
Merrin puts the hood of her cult robe up and starts to move throughout the camp, just trying to basically lay low. She's small. She's a gnome. She's a monk. She has Pass Without Trace. This should be good. God fucking damn it.
No!
He rolled a nat.
No!
Okay, alright, well, we're gonna read this thing then.
Oh no!
Merrin starts to move towards the front of the camp, and once she basically has a clear line to that entryway you came through, she starts to pick up speed. She's about to gun it. She's a monk. Monks are very fast.
Yeah.
And then someone calls out. Unfortunately, it's Doze.
Oh, fuck.
Are you tired after 200 and something years of breaking up families? Merrin stops dead in her tracks and turns to look at your brother. What the fuck did you say to me? I know who you are. And he extends a hand and casts Dispel Magic.
Oh, fuck!
And Merrin's facade fades.
Fuck.
It says choose one object or creature, so I'm saying it doesn't also affect your wild shape. I also don't think it's how wild shape works.
I feel like it could be if you wanted to. I wouldn't be mad about that.
I'm gonna say we're gonna roll for it. What's your spell save DC?
17.
Hot damn, that's a 19 on the die.
Shit.
Doze casts Dispel Magic. And it dispels not one, not two, 3 spells. Merrin's Facade, your Wild Shape, and your Pass Without Trace.
Yep.
Doze was never the family magician. Doze, you were in theory training to be a Navamage, and you were capable of doing the role, just not like in an official capacity. Doze is a sailor. This is not the Doze you left. That's for left you, I should say.
Yeah.
When?
Hi, Doze.
Do you know who she is?
I do.
She used to be like all of us. And he like points to the whole group of Toldus who are now like gathering as they see you and your brother having this shouting match in the middle of the square. She is the one who made her go away. And he points up at the sky.
I know, Doze.
Then why are you leaving with her?
Because I can't stay here.
Wait,
I can't stay with you.
please, you've been. I don't even know you were still with us. So please stay. You'll see. You'll understand. I promise. You just need to. Win, please stay.
I might be able to forget it all. I might be able to stay and be who you want me to be. But I can't. That's not who I am.
Perception
Will you
check.
let me go?
Perception check.
Shit. Dirty 20.
The guards, not soldiers, the fuck it, warlocks. The warlocks that guard the rest of the cult are sort of like assembling now, like on the rooftops. They're all watching this. But at your question of will you let me go, Doze pauses and sort of like rubs his hand along the staff that he holds. Okay, fine. When if you want to go, I'm not going to stop you.
Let's go, Merrin. And I put a little more emphasis on her name.
You both turn to go, and Doze calls out again. Wait! I didn't say she could go.
Oh, fuck.
To which Merrin says, oh, fuck. And you two start to cheese it.
Yeah! Oh, shit.
As soon...
I'm definitely turning into like an elk or, I don't know, something really fast. Let's say an elk. I assume they're fast.
Sure. You immediately, Merrin's like, fuck this! And turns and starts beelining. Merrin's fast. She's a monk. However, almost immediately, a barrage, for lack of a better term, of eldritch magic starts to fire after, I would say both of you, but they're very clearly aiming for Merrin. You two start cheesing it, as previously mentioned, and you are running, trying to just get out of dodge. Moving, basically retracing the steps you took to get here. But now, as you're running, you notice that out of every nook and cranny in this place, places you didn't notice them before, there are cultists basically sprouting out the guardsmen wearing armor, wearing robes, and they are shooting at you, not just with magic. Out here, some of them shoot at you with bows, magical firearms. Can I get, you're an elk?
Yeah, sure. Let's say I'm an elk.
What's the AC of an elk?
10.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind. You two are running and being shot at. I'm gonna roll some die here to just see if anything hits you out of this first salvo. Yes. You get caught. Ooh, twice actually. I didn't see the other die. You get caught with an arrow to like the hind, I guess, of your elk body. That's gonna be. Yikes! 8 damage.
Oh shit.
And then you get hit by another arrow for 3 damage. Ahead of you, Eldritch Fire crashes in. You have to like sort of step around and roll and get, take a slightly longer route as you're sort of running down the same trail and steps you took to get into here as you try to get out of here. There are still people chasing you, and they are moving, I'm going to say, abnormally fast. Merrin's kind of like looking in the review as you two both run. I'll say she's moving in step with you at elk speed. Wynn, you got any bright ideas that aren't elk-based?
I'm trying to think. Fuck. Because they're chasing us, but they're also like on the like
Cliffs
us,
and
right?
buildings and yeah. Basically, like you outrun a pack, and then there's another pack, and you're like, holy shit, they're literally crawling this place. Yeah. This place is crawling with holes, I should say.
Is there a place I can see that I can like, we can hide from at least the ones above and try to get through?
No buildings are necessarily like intact enough that like there's a complete roof you can hide in that isn't also a small enough building that the guys pursuing you couldn't light you the fuck up. The further you get away from the city center, the more has been like damaged by the sea over years.
Okay, this is a little bit silly.
Okay, I love silly.
I'll get out of wild shape, and pull out someone's staff.
Okay.
And try to create a blizzard.
Okay.
To obscure as many of these as I can, try to hide ourselves.
Okay, yeah. So someone's staff, you roll a die to show the intensity of the weather you're trying to create. It just it creates weather no matter what, so roll that die.
And it's a D10. That's a 10.
Okay. You wave someone's staff in the sky, and you conjure up a blizzard. And holy shit, do ya? It starts to hail and snow and into the ground like hard snowfall. And I'll say, where are you casting it, like behind you? It's got a huge range, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking like, yeah, cast it like a little behind us, but I want it to basically take us until we can like dive into the sea, basically.
Okay. Great. Yeah, I'll say, I mean, you do that, and like the cultists are, if anything, just gobsmacked at what the fuck is happening. Kinmar is, we're on the South Pole, the whole continent. So like the more north you are, the more hot it is. Kinmar is hot. It doesn't fucking snow here. There's a blizzard for damn sure. It's a tropical paradise. So as snow starts opening up, I mean, like, to say they're ill-equipped for it is an understatement. They're not ready for it. Whereas you are an elk, and Merrin is a monk who ignores rough terrain. So I'm gonna say you two.
Well, I had to get out of wild shape for that, but I'll spend another spell slot to go back into wild shape, and I actually went through, and I'll turn into a dire wolf.
You can
something I can do now.
You can fly. I will remind you.
No, I can, but Merrin can't.
Correct. Merrin also. Yeah.
And I feel like flying in a blizzard is a
bad idea. That's a good point. You got me there. So yeah, you and Wolf Merrin fucking hoof it. And like, you know, it was a hike here, but you're now double timing it. So you're running, but you know, you're running for like 30 fucking minutes. It's rough. You know, and I'll say as you run, for the majority of this trip, you're actually not being barraged by cultists. A couple of them will take pock shots out of like rooms and windows at you, but like they're mostly hiding away from the blizzard, and then the visibility is quite low. So I'm gonna give them disadvantage on these attacks they're gonna make, which means I gotta roll a lot of die. Only do that as one handful.
Oh, direwolf is 14.
5, 9. That missed. Okay, well actually I got 4 minutes through there, so that's fine. So the next barrage of shit misses. And I'll say as you, just to speed this along, as you round a bend, you see that initial cliff, that initial like hill that you came over, that you crested to see Kinmar, which means that ideally the ship is on the other side.
We're cresting a hill. Any choke points?
No, this is a wide and like clearly like almost like a seismic like shift caused this hill to form after the shattering. It's like a big, it's almost like a crater hill.
Okay, so you know what I'll do? As we get to the top of this, pop out of wild shape one more time and cast plant growth as big as I can.
There we go.
To slow them all down.
The classic. The vintage.
The vintage plant growth.
You cast motherfucking plant growth, and I'm gonna say it just makes a tangle of vines and grass and shrubbery at the base of this hill that not only like makes it hard to get past, but when they do get past, it's so slippy that if they fall back, they're just back in a huge fucking thicket.
Oh, fantastic.
And with that, I'll say, Captain! Merrin shouts as you two bound down through the low channel and over that ridge that you crested first into the ruins of Kinmar. And, much to your presumed relief, you see the ship, the Narwhal. And Captains Seaward, Darmay, and Jaco all standing on board. Captain! Merrin calls again, get us the fuck out of here!
Captain!
Look! That's exactly what I was referencing. You two run down the hill towards the Narwhal, and Jaco stands on the gangway, Armix sent to help you up before he starts hauling the gangway in. Seaward whistles once, and then twice, and the sails of the Narwhal begin to unfurl all on their own, just as a small group of cultists manage to somehow cross that threshold of the hill. This is a substantial distance behind you, is what I'm also saying. They raise hands, and I think this is Eldritch Blast. A barrage of Eldritch Blasts fire towards the narwhal in a volley. Darme raises her hands and they alight with magic, but as the blasts encroach, she flinches and the magic dissipates. Get down! The captain calls, and Jacobel basically bowls Darme over, pulling her onto the deck of the ship. Magic collides with the ship like cannon fire, and the narwhal rocks heavily as you start to pick up speed and try to get the fuck out of this channel. You look up to see one of the shots cut a hole in the sail. Not big, but certainly not small. A few more of those and we're not getting anywhere anytime soon. The cultists are slowly sort of like, making their way down the hill. There's 5 of them that managed to crest over this hill, and they are repeatedly taking stance and firing another blast at you.
Could I just one big blast or a bunch of blasts?
It's like a volley. Like
a volley.
But I'll say as if you were to put up some kind of shield or effectively thing, I could say they all hit one.
Yeah, because I was going to put
barrier.
up my shields, my mirror shield, and try to dissipate it. But I don't know if I don't think that's big enough for a volley.
Here's what I'll say, is you can post up with your mirror shield, and if the ones that miss wouldn't hit your shield anyway. So you'd at least block some of the ones that will hit.
Okay, let's do that for this one.
You rush to the back and brace your shield, and Jacobel rushes up and does the same thing with his shield. It's a plain ass shield. It's not gonna help. Outside of if he happens to actually just block one, which I'll roll for. And then I'm gonna roll for the Eldritch Blast to see which ones hit the ship. And let's see if he can block one of these. Yeah, I'll give that to him. Jacob actually manages to put his shield up and eat one of these things. The Eldritch Blast hits the shield and singes hard as I've established. What do you call it? Warlock magic is not normal and fucking raw as shit in Rame, and it singes into the shield, and you're just that ain't fucking good. Read me the text on how the mirror shield works.
Yes, it's a shield that can dissipate a spell that hits it once per day. Right. I don't think you ever sent me full text of this. Oh,
because I made it up on the fly. All right, well, let's keep going with that then. It can dissipate one spell. Great. So I'll say as a Eldritch Blast is hurtling towards the ship, it's not going to hit the shield, but it's going to hit the ship, and you sort of channel the magic to make it. And out of the sky, the mirror shield reflects, literally. A Eldritch Blast in return, but made of your green verdant magic, shoots out and meets the Eldritch Blast in the sky, and they smack into each other.
Let's go.
And, eat one another. The remaining cultists, they scamper down, basically, to the shore. And they brace, but another round of magic fire doesn't come. You can still see the figures up on the shore, but they don't shoot. Instead, they seem to move. And God, there's so fucking many of them. More come out, and they join them, forming a clump. And you see them raise their hands.
Oh no!
Not to shoot.
They're singing, aren't they?
They gather, Win, hands to the sky. And
fuck.
They sing.
Oh, fuck.
They sing. And Win, you hear it.
Oh, no! Oh, shit!
You hear it. It's...
I don't want to hear it.
Admittedly beautiful. And awful. It's like nothing you've ever heard before. Chanting, speaking, singing, all mixed into one overstimulating mess. Like you're in the midst of a conversation while music is also playing, while someone behind you sings along but not to the right beat, while someone else is competing with the lyrics for who can be louder, all of this in language you don't recognize but feel like you should. Merrin covers her ears. Pain strikes across her face. What the fuck are they doing? She yells out, but no one else answers. The other 3 people on the ship seem confused, lost. They look at you and Merrin with concern. Because Win, they don't hear it.
Fuck!
But you're sailing. You're getting farther and farther away from voices singing from the shore. They slowly grow quieter, much slower than they should, but slowly, painfully slowly. They fade. You can hear your own thoughts again. You almost wish you couldn't, because you feel a rumbling, like in the pit of your stomach. And then you feel it from the sea. The narwhal shakes. No, the water is what shakes. Beneath you, the whole sea is shaking. A heavy splash, a crashing sound of falling water, as ahead of the narwhal, it sprouts from the water, twice as tall as the mast, and wider than the whole of the ship. It slithers out of the water, bursting upwards, and you swear the water looks like it's trying to get away from this thing. This spawn.
Fuck.
Taking the form of a serpent, it's a spawn. Tall, giant, sickening. It roars out, but unlike the spawn in The Missing, you hear this. No. It's answering a call. Holy fucking shit. Merrin says, Captain! Seaward cuts the wheel hard, spinning as fast as he can, trying to evade the serpent that sits ahead. Darmay, get us the fuck out of here! Merrin shouts, but Darmay doesn't answer. Her hands are raised up, but no magic comes to her fingertips. Nothing beyond flickers of light that rise and fall as she looks up at the swirling void of darkness and seawater that is this spawn.
This pains my soul. Can I try repeating what I heard?
That's a fucking awesome thing to do.
I want to see if I can do what my brother does, what Doze does. At least now.
You feel...
to get them to leave me alone.
An urge, and you try to chant, to sing. Can I have a religion check?
I can certainly try. 14?
But nothing that resembles words comes out. In fact, what you say you can't hear, as if you understand what you're trying to make come out, but the words, it's almost like a spell you're not getting right. Instead, you feel a different urge as you try to call some kind of magic you're unfamiliar with and just end up forcing whatever magic you can to your fingers. You raise your hand. You point it out at the spawn. You feel magic pull from your core, like a spell beckoning to be cast. But you haven't spoken the verbal nor motioned the somatic commands. When? Can I have a constitution check? Saving throw, I should say.
12?
That is a fail. You feel it. The magic. It pulls itself up from somewhere deep inside of you. It tingles. It burns as it meets your arm. This magic is too strong for the magical body you possess. And you feel yourself say the word, but nothing comes out of your mouth. Wild shape. Your arm, it grows, it extends, vines, plant fiber. From nowhere, it appears at your fingertips. It merges with it. It hurts. You don't know where it's coming from, but in a moment, your arm grows into a mass of vines and scales, like that of a dragon. Your arm is now that of a dragon, made of both flora and fauna. You don't even have to think it. It just happens as your arm swings out, extending 20, 30 feet. Your hand now a claw 3 times the size it was before. Hell, the size of you.
Yeah.
You strike at the spawn. It roars. It reels from the strikes. When? You have learned the druid craft, partial wild shape, invented by the world druid, Arale. I'll tell you what that does slightly later. AKA, don't worry about that right now. You have a big fuck off dragon arm.
Yeah. What color is it? Do we do color dragons here?
We do. Give me this intelligence check with advantage.
Sure.
I'm rolling for your memory because I don't want to be too nice.
18.
You recognize this from memory, recent-ish memory, about a year ago, I believe, in Saving Throw Canon time. This is the exact way Harley killed Mystic Woody the squirrel.
Oh, fuck.
Her arm turned into a dragon-like, like a sort of like vine or moss dragon-like arm and struck him. It seemed accidental when she did it. But I'll also say with like a basic knowledge of Druidcraft, our partial wild shape was like one of RLA's like masterstroke techniques that she could like turn not only a limb into one like animal or like aspect, but she could actually do multiple at once.
That's sick.
It's up there with like fuck off ridiculous magic.
Yeah. I'll swing at this thing. You know what? I'll give it a slap. Like go back to your room.
Okay. Roll me. Sorry, this is gonna take the place of Vine Whip, by the way, and you're like.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Thorn Whip, whatever it's called. So yeah. Can you just roll as if you were rolling to attack with that, and then I'm gonna add a crazy number to it.
Okay. Well.
Oh wait, fuck! You're not rolling. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. Someone else is rolling.
Oh.
Actually, I did this. Please disregard that last check. In fact, I shouldn't have even give you that intelligence check. But whatever. Here we are. I'll say that you try to reel this thing in like it's Thorn Whip, like you're gonna hit it. It's not what happens. Instead, the hand reaches out and just grabs this spawn by the head. Spawn are mostly immaterial. You can't necessarily just grab it and strangle it, but the claw sort of like smashes into it and then reels back a bit and smashes it again. And at that, as you either inadvertently or inadvertently strike the spawn, it cries out again. But this time, moves to sink beneath the waves, like a wounded beast retreating away, or as you just said, going back to its room. And for a moment, you don't know whether or not to trust that it's really gone, but then the sea begins to calm.
Hey, Darmay, can you get us out of here yet?
The sea begins to calm. The waves themselves soothed as the spawn grows more and more distant. When you go to speak, but your body doesn't respond. In fact, nothing does. Because, unfortunately, you failed the Constitution saving throw.
Oh no!
Your head turns, but you didn't turn it. Your legs move, but you're not walking. When you are, for lack of a better word, a passenger in your own body. Your body turns to Merrin. You hear her, Arle, but not in the back of your mind. You're in the back of hers. I have to speak with her. Arle says it as if it's supposed to soothe you or make you feel better as you've lost control of your own body.
It sure doesn't.
I have to speak with her, she repeats. Merrin turns as you two approach. She just can't believe what she just saw, and she looks as you extend your hand. When? It's the last thing you hear before your hand meets Merrin's arm. And then, you're not here anymore. The sound of sea and smell and salt air fade away. The sun vanishes behind stone? Plaster? Walls. You're here now. A room you've never been in. You float here, almost like you're unable to actually fully be wherever we are. The room is dark but well kept. It's a library. And you're not alone. Merrin is here, floating along with you, only halfway transparent. Darmay, Jaco, the captain, they're all here too. Everyone looks about, confused, aghast, as you're almost like floating above this. You are seemingly in your own body again.
Okay. Still here? In the
library?
in
Yes.
the room? Okay.
So it's like you, Merrin, Darmay, Jaco, and Captain Seward are all like floating above this like force ghosts, but floating, not standing on ground.
Yeah. Is there anything here I can place? Like I can get a bearing on?
Perception check.
Or is it just... Okay. 18?
Out of the window is the hearth. You suspect you're in Rotmar.
Okay.
Do you say anything?
Merrin, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Where... Merrin seems to almost start the sense, where are we? But then doesn't. Why are we in my house?
Well, it seems Arle has taken control of my body for a little bit. And I think she wants us... She said I need to speak with her.
No. Arle said she needs to speak with Merrin, which is what she told you the last time you met her on that.
No, sorry. She said, quotes, I need to speak with her.
Gotcha.
End quote.
Arle is here. But unlike the rest of you, she's standing in the room, looking around. Why did it bring us here, though? Merrin seems confused at this, and as you mentioned Arle, she kind of looks around. And you notice that she's definitely like would have crossed the visual spectrum with Arle, but doesn't seem to notice her. I will just, for your memory's sake, Kasira had the same experience.
Yep. And Arle is
She's also kind of ghosty looking, like whereas like the books and shit look like they're physical and real. You and everyone else is kind of ghosty looking. Arle is definitely less ghosty than the rest of you, but she's like standing. She's physically on the ground here. I'm gonna read some shit.
Yeah.
You hear a rumbling, a rustling, actually, the thump of books clattering to the ground, and a soft shh. There's someone crouched there in the darkness, looking through a stack of books. It's TL. But this isn't TL. Certainly not the TL you know, that's for damn sure. She's younger. She looks so much younger. Her hair is tied up in a braid, and she's wearing clothing, like regular clothing. Not her shroud, not the old ranger's armor you saw beneath it at Strainmar. And I'll just say, you don't know this, but not the shitty clothing she was wearing when Alistair saw her.
Right.
And Merrin speaks beside you. No. She turns to you, floating in the sky, whatever we're calling this, as you're all caught in watching this scene play out. When? Her voice cracks. When? What is this?
Ask her. I know she can't see, but...
Arle looks at you and then to look at Merrin, and she's clearly about to say something, but is distracted as another voice calls out. You recognize the voice. It's Merrin's. But not the Merrin floating beside you.
Yeah.
It's Merrin here. Then, she stands in the doorway of the library with a small candle on a little candle holder. You know, you have to be pretty fucking stupid to break into the Imperial Guildmaster's home. Merrin speaks here. She looks younger too, but not as much as TL does. Her hair still has color, but it's not without the graying appearance you recognize as now, and the lines in her face are lessened, but they're still there. Wynn, stop it. Merrin, the real one, or the floating one, you get it. She cries out again, and here floating in space, she manages to grab you for a moment and shakes you. Wynn, stop it.
I can't.
Arle
No.
extends a hand, and Merrin is physically pushed away from you in this weird space. Wynn, I'm sorry, she says. hand shaking. But this has to happen. This is blocking her from me, from magic. We wouldn't be here if it didn't. Whenever this is, TL jumps at Merrin's words, standing quickly and putting her hand over her heart. Gods! Mer, you nearly made me jump out of my own skin. Merrin shakes her head and places the candle down. Says the woman sneaking around her own house in the middle of the night. When'd you get in? Just now. I didn't want to wake you. Right. TL stands up fully now and moves to another bookshelf. Do you know where that book on the Broken Sky inscriptions and Arcana is? The one we found in Fen? Cade didn't give that to the college, did he? Merrin looks confused and crosses her arms. No, I don't. TL, what are you doing? The elf pauses and looks back over to Merrin and crosses the distance between them, placing a slender hand on Merrin's cheek. Sorry, I just, you startled me. It's all. Right. Well, I'll put on some tea. I'll help you look, and if we don't find it, we can head down to the archives and ask for... That's all right, man. I'm not staying. Yeah, I guessed. There's a long pause, and Merrin just looks at TL, waiting for the elf to say something. I just need to finish what I'm doing, and then I'll be home for a while. A while! Merrin snaps, cutting TL's sentence off, and she presses with her left foot as the room creaks. TL, you've been gone almost a fucking year. It hasn't been coming home for an hour does not count as coming home. TL freezes at that and raises a hand as if to interject, but then lowers it. TL, for the love of fucking... I miss you. The guild misses you. The whole empire misses you. You're all anyone fucking asks about. You're all I think about. You're all I want to talk about, but you make it so fucking hard to have anything good to say. Merrin, I've been wandering for so long. No matter where I go, I still feel like I'm lost. That's bullshit! Merrin practically barks the words out. You have to stop and stay in one place for that to be true. You have to be in a location to know that you're lost or not lost. Merrin. When, besides you, our Merrin, speaks. No, don't say it. She's pleading. But not with you. With herself. She tries, for lack of a better word, to swim towards her past self. But the old Merrin speaks. Fuck's sake, you want to leave so fucking bad, TL. Fine. Leave then. Merrin says, moving and gesturing for the door of the library. TL looks... I mean, it's wrong to say, but she looks sad. She looks hurt. What? Everything we've been through. How about everything we should have been through, TL? It's been years, decades since Cade's been gone, and you've been gone just as long as he has. Don't say that. It's true! My husband's gone, and my wife's become a ghost the same way. We live a long fucking time, TL, both of us. We're supposed to spend it together. But I'm not gonna spend another 100 years waiting, hoping you'd walk through the door. And then what? What, when you do show up, it's just for something you need? Something you left behind? Another thing you left here, expecting it to be here when you come back? There's a long pause, and TL looks at her feet. Merrin lets out a breath, but it's shaky. Sorry, you're right. TL says it, but neither of them look at each other. Been gone too long, much too long. Merrin looks up at her. I'll finish this up, and then I'll be home for... Get out. Merrin cuts her off, shaking her head. Get out of the house, TL. TL's face hardens at that, and her and Merrin lock eyes. This time, it's different. Fine, is all TL says in return. Fine? Merrin replies, almost shocked. TL begins to move towards the door. Merrin follows. Fine. That's all you have to say? What did you want me to say? TL says, collecting a bag from the doorframe of the library. I don't know. No? That you won't leave? That you're not being kicked out of your own home? argue with me. Tell me I'm wrong. Why? So we can do this again next time I'm home? Why does it have to be next time you're home? Why can't you just stay here? I told you. No, you fucking haven't. You just said one more mission, one more cult pocket to take out, one more spawn to kill, one more monster to find, and then. It's important! TL stands her ground and shouts at Merrin, raising her voice for the first time. I'm fucking important! Merrin shouts back. The two pause and glare at each other across the hallway of their home. You are. TL's voice is a whisper. She shrugs a bit under the weight of her bag on her shoulder. This will be the last one. I promise. And then I'll stay. You don't fucking get it. TL, if you walk out of that door, there's not gonna be a next time you're home. At least not one where I'm here. TL's footsteps slow, but they don't stop. And then they pick up speed again as she walks back towards the front door. TL? Merrin shouts, following her. Where are you going? TL doesn't answer, and the front door opens. TL walks out. Merrin follows, standing on the front step of the house as TL approaches the front gate. TL, if you don't turn around right now. TL does not turn around. TL, if you mean this, if you really mean this, then look me in the eye before you walk away. Turn around and look at me if you're really ready to walk away from all this. TL pauses at the front gate, hand hovering over it as she freezes. Merrin can't see TL's face, but you can. She's crying. TL, turn around. Look at me, damn it! TL's hand unlatches the gate. TL, turn around! Turn around! She shouts again and again. TL's steps get further away. Merrin shouts at her. She shouts until her voice is hoarse. TL does not turn around. Everything stops. You remember this sensation, just like in Arle's memories. Arle is stood beside the past Merrin. Her eyes are cloudy. She clears her throat and reaches for you. Wynn, I'm sorry, but we have to. But the sound is cut short by a much weaker sound. It's crying.
Oh.
There in the dream, void, whatever, floating along with you, Merrin, our Merrin, is crying. Tears slowly falling down her face, even in this transparent state. Wynn, stop it. It's all she seems to be able to muster. Arle speaks. Wynn, we have to keep going. Arle extends her hand to you, and you feel a pull as you float here in space. No, you feel two. You feel Arle pulling towards you, and you feel the same from Merrin. What do you do?
Fuck, Chris.
Okay!
Oh. Can you...
In this moment, as you float here, you feel in control again. Very similar to the first time you entered the dream with Arle, like your dream with Arle, and you felt that you were able to control and steer the ship.
Go towards Arle, I think.
You turn and start to move towards Arle, and Merrin cries out, "Please don't. Wynn, please."
I'm sorry, Merrin. No. Fuck. I don't want to do this. But that's what I'll do. To I guess let the memory continue.
You reach out towards Arle, and your hands extend together, and you effectively shake hands. And the room changes, it twists. And you're somewhere else. Another dark place. You're underground somewhere. You recognize it, but you don't. You recognize sand pouring in. You can hear it all around you. And in front of you, but very far away, you see Merrin again, crouched there. You didn't get a good look at this the last time you were here. That's right, you've been here before. The man that Merrin is in front of is long, bushy brown hair that curls and a dark complexion and well-made guild clothing that sort of hangs off of him in a loose fashion. You've seen the statue, you've seen the painting in Merrin's office. It's Cade, buried up to his waist in sand. This is the same moment you were at in Stay, when Merrin held the crystal.
This is Ekron, right?
We don't know where this is. Actually, we do. I'm sorry. This is the missing. This is the last mission that Cade ever went on, because it's the one he didn't come home from.
Yes.
You take a second to realize what's going on here. And then it hits you. Merrin hits you.
Oh.
You are flung from this memory as you are now standing on, or not standing, your ass backwards on the ship.
Yeah. Oh no.
Merrin stands above you. And Win, you just took 24 damage.
Okay, great. Great. Amazing. Fantastic.
Can I have a perception check?
18.
Once you realize I've been hit, you sort of like shake yourself from that reality of, ow, my ass. And you look up at Merrin. Merrin's hair is disheveled. She is still crying. It seems that the emotions we felt in there were very much felt here in reality. But that's not the most notable thing about Merrin. It's something you saw for only a split second back in Strainmar. Across Merrin's hand crackles lightning. Magic.
Oh, fuck.
But then as soon as it's there, it's gone again. It dissipates. It forces itself away. Get the fuck out of my head. And never do that shit again.
I'm sorry, Merrin. I'm sorry.
Merrin turns and walks away from you.
Sorry.
And on the deck of the narwhal, in the middle of the sea, in the middle of nowhere.
Get very far.
Yes. On the deck of the narwhal, in the middle of the sea, in the middle of nowhere, Merrin looks at Captain Seaward and says, just fucking sail. And that'll do it for this bonus episode of Saving Throw.
Fuck. Okay.
Folks?
Okay.
Okay. Is this guy good or what? Thank you all for bearing with us on this. I don't really know how this went. I feel like it went pretty good, but I'll have to listen back to fully grasp that.
I think it went pretty good too.
This was, like I said, very experimental, and I kind of think pretty fucking cool. It also lets me do 30 minutes of TL and Merrin without derailing a whole episode. Thanks! We're gonna look at art because I see that people submitted some because you're all the most powerful and handsome. I have to piss so desperately badly that I might die. So we're gonna pee, and then we're gonna look at art. Okay, starting off art this week. I'm not used to saying that, holy shit. Herlock Gnomes with Windoodle.
Go, my plant growth.
Plant growth, activate. Someone in chat said, sorry to distract from Herlock's art. said, we need a plant growth emoji. I agree with you. What would that be? Get back to us. This is super cute. I like Gnomes' very like sketchy style. It really reminds me of when I had to do art projects in film school, which I was terrible at. But like this is always like this is literally what I mean. This is what I imagined it would look like when I was done drawing it, and it would never look anything like this. So I mean that as a great deal of compliment. Constellation's oldest dream, with unfortunately I have to miss tonight, but I hope Win and Merrin have a great time raiding the cult.
We had a time.
We had a time. There's a turtle pond by my college, so I doodled a tiny Win chillin'. Yeah.
Aww. Oh, the second one's
the second one's so cute on the little rock.
Yeah.
Very cute. Thank you. Daffodil and Snoodles. Hiya. I've been pretty busy now that school's back again, so I only have one drawing. That's never say only one drawing. What are you crazy? For Win's sake, I hope that this plan ends well, but I can imagine there's a good chance that it will not. You had a good intuition. What was this posted? 4:20 p.m. First of all, nice. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Edit. Pain. Emotional pain. Yeah. That's what I was aiming for. Yeah. And here's Win chilling on the boat.
Aww.
Wait, what the fuck? You do this before we knew we were going on a boat? I guess just Win boat. Yeah, that tracks. Never mind. I'm crazy.
Well, you also said last time, like, that we're going to the port.
That's true. I did mention, yeah, Kinmar, which is it's water world, so.
Yeah, and also, like, that we're getting on a boat at the harbor.
Yeah. Oh, right, duh. Naomi. Okay, I had too many ideas and suddenly settled on drawing Win as a type of songbird. This is fun. No, I am not good at drawing birds. I would beg to differ, first of all. And second of all,
yeah, that's
yes.
a really good songbird.
This being a little bird, and also he has the shell, which canonically all Win. I should have accounted for that when you were the elk. maybe the arrow hit the shell. And this is part of saving.
And the little hat.
And this is part of saving Throber, which I'll get to.
Yeah.
Putting my saving Throber day 1 art here. Thanks to Thanatos for making the prompts. Thanatos, probably the most nervous I've ever been about posting art for a reason I'll get to in a bit, so here we go, I guess. 1. The first 2 are the Saving Throw cast in Hades Town because the themes and lyrics fit really well.
Oh. That is sick.
You're correct, is the thing I'm gonna say, and we'll get to that after the Chiron bonus episode, maybe. These are super cute. We have Chiron, and I don't know if that's supposed to be the mysterious cast from his backstory or who, but with a lady dancing. I mean, that's supposed to be what's her face, Eurydice.
I don't know Hades Town as well.
It's Eurydice and what's his face. That story of them from Greek mythology. Orpheus, thank you. And the songs are... I've never seen it live, though, because tickets are fuck off expensive.
I only know it... I think I mentioned this last time. I only know it from... I listened to the concept album once before the musical was ever a thing.
Oh, I didn't know it was a concept. I had a very shitty understanding of... Oh, is that Merrin? Because this is Darmay. I think that's what's happening here.
Oh, yeah.
And then he remembers the fields of flowers. Let me cook, chat. Second, the first 2 are the. I understand. Wait, did I do this wrong? No, this is Hades Town. Oh, okay. This is Alistair. That's okay. That is Merrin, and she's yelling at TL. Oh, it's TL. Because she says. Oh yeah. I assume these are lyrics. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. But lover, what have you become? Coal cars and oil drums, warehouse walls, and factory floors? I'm so bad at reading handwriting.
Yeah. I don't know you anymore.
Alistair was a poor boy, but he had a gift to give. Alistair as Orpheus is like pretty proud. Is he it? This is a side note. Is Orpheus and Eurydice in Hades 2, or are they only in Hades 1? I don't know.
I haven't played Hades.
Ashley Barrett's voicing like 9 characters, is what I've discovered. So because every time Darren Corb's like, I need a woman to sing. 3. The third image is various doodles and works in progress. This unhelmeted Junver.
Oh!
Forced to wear actual comfortable clothes to sleep over. Do you hate this as much as I do? Possibly more. We have Win interacting with, I think that's supposed to be Merrin, and then that's Thanatos like Self-insert.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's good.
Trying to figure out an something Chiron illustration. Icarus Chiron. Oh!
An Icarus Chiron illustration.
Oh, interesting.
That's fun. Like Icarus Chiron.
Top right, we have Sky Eater. I'm such a sucker for reverse images, where it's like you color the whole thing one thing and then you use white as the one.
That's really good. Also, the perspective on that hand with the shading.
Yeah, and the fact that it's so claw-like. We have what looks like work in process of Dharma. I'm assuming this is the Dharma Chiron scene, just based on Thanatos' reaction to it. And fourth, I'm gonna mute the music for this. Oh no, I have too many things open. Because we appear to have a song here. I'm gonna click in 3, 2, 1. Oh no, I closed it. Oh no.
And some things fade from my life. How best to navigate my crashing waves. Do I look elsewhere or inside? How many can I, will I save you? This world is my home, a home I swear to protect. No cult, no necessary sacrifices. When will it
That's
be
awesome.
enough for you?
Oh God, I don't know what to say anymore. Like y'all are just absolutely incredible. First of all, we got a Wind song. Holy shit, that's so fucking sweet.
That's fantastic.
I first of all, however you recorded the last the line, stanza, whatever. The audio was really good. You should recreate that. Because it had that cool rumble behind it. I don't even know what to say. Incredible. Thank you so much. Holy fucking shit. This
I love that.
Listening to the song reminded me of when I was writing all of this, which by the way was 9,000 words, this whole segment,
Yeah.
Which we got through so much of. I'm just shocked. It really reminded me how interesting the perspective of a water druid is. Druid is probably one of the most typecast classes. Very similarly to Ranger is super typecast, and Monk. Whereas extending nature out of just plants and into water, I really enjoy being able to think about that as we were doing this and give you advantage on nature checks relating to the sea. It's cool, super cool.
Yeah, very nice. I like thinking of druids as not just plants, but elemental mages.
Yes, and they're so typecast as plants. I don't even know who to blame for that because it's not really a Tolkien fault. Most things you can say.
Tolkien doesn't really do druid.
Radagast is the closest, but he's only in The Hobbit.
And also, like, real druids were like, what, Irish, like, religious leaders, right?
I don't know if it's necessarily it's the Celtic.
Like
It's Celtic.
Celtic,
Whatever. But like, and all they were doing was getting high.
No, real druids have like nothing to do with fantasy druids, really.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
It's just two words.
And we have some stream doodles from Thanatos. We have Win and Merrin doing the Folly do la si manet.
Oh, that's so good. With the little bells.
Thanatos loves putting a big bow on people, particularly Win though.
I mean, if it works for
Oh no! Hey, if it works, it works.
If it works for Reimu, it works for Win.
Oh, and bottom right we have Win doing the Arle's dragon claw, for lack of a better word.
Oh yeah. I need to speak with her.
Thanatos, I'm glad you picked up on the subtext of I knew that if anyone was going to be Thanatos, the way Arle's like thoughts in Win's head were repetitive of the way she spoke in her own dreams, where she feels like she's the only person mourning because she's wrong. Let characters be wrong. Ready to for everyone. Okay. Second, more stream doodles. Oh no! It's Merrin crying.
Oh no!
I don't even know what to draw on all that. Oh my lord! Oh no, that's a frame from I know what that
frame
is.
from an animatic.
That's the one that Thanatos played a little bit of, which was Cade and Merrin's conversation when she's holding the crystal, which is going to make me sob like a baby. Thank you, Thanatos, as always. Thank you so much for, pushing yourself and getting out there and doing music. I'm sappy tonight because we did a whole thing. Get over it. I've said this forever. The most important thing you can do is just make something. It doesn't fucking matter your own self view of the quality. First of all, other people will always like it. And secondarily, it's like for everything you're making, there's a bajillion people and things not being made. So make stuff.
True.
Constellations.
Holy shit, 2 cakes.
Holy shit, 2 songs. Constellation's Oldest Dream with I managed to make it back in time to record this. Ignore the weird audio cuts. I was rushing. Enjoy this Arle-ish song. A 3, a 2, a 1.
I cannot sleep, I dare not dream. I will wait for you, even for eternity. I am stuck inside trappings of my mind. We are broken people, stuck behind these blurry lines. What will it take for them to open their eyes? See the truth that I do, what is right in front of you. What will it take to bring stars back to the skies? Or can we not fix our choices? Are we to join the dead's voices? The tree cannot grow when it is fed by sorrow. The flowers will die if growing under shadowed skies. My heart is a tangle pricked by thorn and bramble, and I am a lonely tree who cannot change my destiny.
Hell yeah.
So fucking good. And Plethora Penguin, I've officially reached 10,000 motherfucking words of saving throw fanfiction on AO3. They didn't say that. I added all the expletives. With the 2 fics I posted for Saving Throw-tober. Wait, sorry. So this is an addition to what's already on there. So we're probably at like 40,000-ish words on AO3. Banger. Here's my favorite excerpt from the one I did for the prompt song. The Warlock of could do nothing but stare as the manifestation of his god departed. And buried underneath his grief, a part of him wondered if there was a future where the song could represent anything other than a eulogy. I'm assuming that is from the perspective of Leo still. Actually, I think it is, because I'm pretty sure I saw this in the D&D chat earlier. So on that, I would love to highlight something very cool that Thanatos has made, which is Saving Throw-tober. For those of you familiar with like all the October trends, there's a Inktober is the prevailing one, but there are several, including like there's a AO3 based one that I always forget the stupid name of. But Saving Throw-tober, which our lovely Thanatos has made, which is just daily prompts basically for filling out art. This is the coolest thing in the world to me. The fact that someone would think to do this is just incredible. And the fact that people are like acting on it and doing it and like doing a community thing around it is like so heartwarming. Also, October is the show's anniversary. Well, the end of October is, and also October is my anniversary. So like this is baller for me and for my children, my cats, wherever they are. Thank you all so much. The community on the show is fantastic. I will do everything in my power to make sure we do this every single year, like push Saving Throw-tober, just because I think it's an awesome idea and I'm really appreciative of it, as I am for all of the incredible art and stuff y'all make. Yeah. I love this fucking show. This is the greatest show ever. Let's cancel everything else and do 2 D&D shows. All right.
So a D&D show and a Daggerheart show.
That's what I'm talking about, Elise. That's what I've been saying. Folks, you're all the best. Thank you so much. A ding, ding, ding.
A ding, ding, ding.